Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Empire Total War with the Pirate Liberals mod. Last time around, we fought off the army of Peter the Great as he laid siege to Minsk. Now, I did have an opportunity, as our army did not make it into the castle, or we had to do an extra in-turn to get inside. He could have crushed us, but he didn't, and I guess you could kind of figure out a roleplay way of playing that out, but oftentimes the indecisiveness on the campaign map is just as detrimental to the AI as indecisiveness on the battlefield. In this mod, I found that the AI does prove to be rather forceful on the battlefield, which I like. But as we saw there, that really saved us. It will, even though getting into the castle, I mean, we lost a lot of men, and the Russians did fight pretty darn hard around the fort. A lot of it, I feel like, we were saved by the Grenadiers and the fact that they were able to throw grenades off the side of the wall. With that said, we're gonna head over to the siege that we got up north. I did want to say, there's someone that's constantly commenting about getting bayonets, commenting in Russian, I believe, or at least that's that's what the text looks like, anyways, because I had to Google Translate it. We are getting ring bayonets. I've been talking quite a lot about how I don't want to do military technologies early on, just because we get a massive debuff to wealth gained in the region from a lot of these technologies. Like, I think -4 is a lot. I don't know how much you are, how it's balanced. Because it means, like, I mean, I could not afford that many because a lot of the regions would start to slowly go bankrupt. But we'll see. We have got enough now, so that I feel confident in getting bayonets. And we'll see about getting a load of these that don't do a load of minus. Some of them, though, recruiting national armies, I believe, does 10 minus. Which is, I thought 4 was a lot. 10 minus wealth in the region is massive. However, one way of improving it is building roads, which improves 6 per region. So that offsets a bit large part, anyways, of that 10 minus. However, of course, roads are quite expensive. It would cost me 13,000, close to 14,000 almost. I think we get a bonus here because of the building bonus, because we got a logging camp here. So otherwise, I think in a lot of other areas, there's a lot. Yeah, of course, I click on the other one that also has a logging camp. This one doesn't have a logging camp. Maybe the logging camps actually do nationwide. Oh, upkeep for naval units? I thought it did for... okay, so I was wrong on many different levels. Anyways, so that's why I've been keeping that off, but I think I've talked about that early on. There was a new... membership unit that was brought up. I should say here that even if, like, you only need to do like it for 1 month or whatever, or pay it once, and then you can desubscribe from premium membership. So you only run it for 1 month if you don't feel like paying throughout the series, and like I won't remove the unit in that sense. We had Veterans of Past War, which was GMT, I believe. It was great. I brought up some... let's see here. Here's the full name. It's a pretty long one. So it's Mobile Task Force. Mobile Task Force. Wait, what am I saying? It's not A. It's, well, Mobile Task Force MTF Alpha 1 Red Right Hand. I'll probably get half of that, but Red Right Hand seems like that would probably fit into that. And it was Veterans of Past War that we have right here. Right. With that, is there anything else? The what's it called? The East India Company is out on its way now. Before we only had sort of ships that were not really set specifically for trade that went out to trade. Now I have these actually trade ship, the East Indiaman, that is going out from Gothenburg and setting out to trade in spices and goods from the East Indies and China. So we're sailing off around the world. A trip like that would take a year to do at that time, if they were lucky and the winds were favorable. With that said, we ended off with a little bit of conundrum at the end of the last video. I laid siege to this, but there's quite the big force outside, and I think rather than attacking the town and fighting a fort battle with that many troops in it, and also dealing with a reinforcing force, I think we're better off attacking this one, dragging the troops from out here, defeating them all, and then laying siege to the castle. The thing is though, I don't know if we have enough points to go through and do all that, because it would be... I figured this army could possibly make it all the way, almost all the way back by the time, and if I'm not in the castle, or if I'm not able to retreat to replenish, that would be rather nasty, because it's a full 30 stack army out there. But seems like we go from do or die is what I was looking to say. We seem to be going from do to die. No, I said it wrong again. God damn it, you know what I'm saying. So it's 1,500 men outside here, and then gonna be reinforced by troops inside though for 3,000. So we do outnumber them, and we especially outnumber them here in the start. The good thing is that a lot of their cannons that were in the castle is fixed artillery, so they won't be able to follow them out. So that's good. With that said, let's just go ahead and show that we had the new, there we go, Forkum's Royal Germans right there. And you know what, with that, let's draw the sword and march to battle and defeat the Russians. Pretty good weather for the battlefield. We have a slight morning mist covering it though. In terms of what I've done is units are divided into 3 infantry followed up by a pike, and we got 3 of these. The elite one in the center, and then the 2 regulars on either side, where we have Swedish Pride right there. And then we have got the elites, all 3 are named of course, MacRob, Iron Brigade and Izzy. And then another brigade on that side. We've got the Household Cavalry and Henrik's Lions. We got the 2 Dragoons right here, the King back here, a unit of 3, the 2 reserve regiments plus the militia. And over on the far right, we've got the Royal Regiment, the Finnish Cavalry, and then the Royal German Regiment of Horse, Forkum's Royal Germans. And with that, let's go ahead and start. Okay, the enemy starts off with a volley of gun. Did that explode? I thought, what kind of gun did they have that fired explosive shot? I can see a unit of dragoons riding straight at us. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna hold for as long as possible and then fire once they get closer. We should have the guns, rather than firing on that, we should focus in on, you will fire already, and then you should fire now before the Royal Regiment of Horse. Actually, we'll order in all of them. Oof. Okay, I need to send my cavalry to deal with that gun immediately. Focum's Royal Germans will go directly for the enemy's gun. The enemy send the general in, got shot to pieces. The enemy army is marching right into us. An interesting strategy. I'm gonna go ahead and start wheeling this one up. And we're gonna do the same with this one. And we should set the rest of the cavalry towards this position. Do not forget, I'm gonna order in... Oh my goodness! I don't know what they're firing out of that bloody gun, but it's a disaster for my men. They are firing. Good. Okay, they just fired. I will order the Finnish regiment to move. Oh! There's a lot of cavalry here. Let's move quickly with the units, move close, and then see about charging them. I've currently selected canister, and should work pretty nicely as they form up. Cavalry fight, we seem to be winning that. The enemy cavalry, the dragoons of Peter the Great, were sandwiched by my cavalry, and I'm gonna bring in even one more unit to get the canister to fire even better. Actually, now it's over for that. Fire on that smaller unit. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys to fire it well. God damn you. God damn me, I should say. Let's shock them into submission. Canister was enough to send that unit away. And let's not forget our cavalry. It's probably quite spent at this point, having rode around quite a lot. Switch to round shot and fire on the unit on the far end. That enemy unit was overwhelmed, but now I need to order these guys back. Okay, another Russian Dragoon regiment got stuck in. In here, we've just been laying on the fire on them. A lot of mortar fire here. I should deploy cavalry to deal with that. That dragoon was sent away. Right, let's get this brigade in order again. And then see about moving forward here. Right now there's not that many enemy regiments around, so I'm gonna play it safe for now. Looks like we lost a lot of men due to the explosive shots. Losing a lot of horsemen on this side, just because the enemy keeps going straight at us over and over again with their cavalry. But one by one they're surrounded and destroyed. I don't think that wasn't really a good idea, but now my guys are very tired and exhausted. They're also in a wood, should really disorganized the cavalry quite a bit. Close enough for canister work on this guy. Horse archers. That's not good. But probably makes it so cavalry can kill them quite easily. Get the dragoons up here. I don't want to push in just yet because there's a lot of units out here. So if I can destroy the units here and then we'll see about combining our forces into another push. I'm gonna push this one back just so I can get these guys back in order. The elite brigade suffered quite a lot, but the enemy was brought back. The horse archers, I don't think they did any damage more or less on us. I do think I should get rid of that mortar. They don't have that much in this area, so I think we should attack here. So the entire brigade will advance, with the cavalry moving in on the side, and then the dragoons being close by. Okay, the enemy is kind of setting up. Run to position and prepare. The 2 cavalry units will be moving up there. Lot of enemies moving in here. And what do we have here? Keep attacking my cavalry all over. They decided to dismount. It's hard to try and keep everything under control when the enemy is attacking all over the place. Right. That cavalry was destroyed, sending all the cavalry over there. We just fired off. And now we charge in. That was a nasty bloody volley. I don't know what that regiment's doing, but... or who trained that regiment, should say. Seemed like those troops are firing some fierce volleys on us. The elected regiments. The elected soldiers. Seems like that is probably not a good what's it called? Translation of what that actually means from Russian to English. Let's see. Organize the units here. I get the pike, which I shouldn't. Here we go. These 2 regiments quickly with the pike in the back. Actually, this one was just involved in the fighting here. Order them back. And then the elite will now advance straight at the enemy, while these will focus in their canister right here. I have 1 cavalry unit broken, the Hakkapeliitta and the Royal Regiment. The Royal Germans are still out at it though, but they're very tired. Let's see if we can order them back. What I will do here is I will reorganize this brigade to face this way. The Finnish cavalry, as soon as I said that, they were like, fucking Swedish bastard, what are you saying? And they regrouped. Alright. Finnish and the Royal Germans should organize back here. The elite brigade will advance to this position and then attack, with the cavalry coming up behind, and I'll order the dragoons out to start chasing down retreating troops. You guys will switch to round shot and focus on the enemy out there. Henrik's Lions and the Household Cavalry. The Elite Brigade will fix bayonets and charge. And dragoons will send to chase down enemy units over there. You will go for that over there. Let's see, Royal Germans. I think they got stuck on something. The enemy shooting grenades or something? Hold fire, and then we'll do a similar attack on this side. Okay, the Elite Brigade will be ordered back together with its cavalry. And let's see if these guys are fully loaded. We do not have that much cavalry for this one. However, I can use the Household Cavalry and the Henrik's Lions to go ahead and be part of this. Alright, forward. Pikes follow. Cavalry forward. Shooting this up with a storm of lead. I figure these two will attack that one. You will attack here. And then we'll see. Okay. We didn't reload that well here. Alright. Swedish Pride. Fix bayonets. Charge in. And then... Alright, the cavalry did it. I was a little bit unsure if they were going to be able to do it. Fix bayonets here. Charge. Yeah, keep chasing those guys. Chase them until destruction. I'm missing a dragoon. All the way over there. Artillery needs a hold fire at this point. And then the last fight is right here. As the Russians are being attacked by bayonet and pike. And then forced away. And there we go. That's victory. This should make it a lot easier to take control of the castle. Here's the result of the battle. We deployed 6,500 men against 4,500 men of the enemy. We ended up losing about 1,000 men, while the enemy lost 3,800. We are left with a force of 5,400, while the enemy has a force of around 700 men. There's a discrepancy of about 100 friendly fires on our side, as far as I can tell. A rough calculation. His Majesty's Lifeguard Regiment and Infantry Regiment managed to get the most, but we can see that it's quite even across for everyone. Highest losses was also the one that did the most kills. And then we have quite a few horse up here that killed a lot, but also lost a lot. The Finnish cavalry lost a lot, unfortunately. Only 62 of them remaining. I don't need that much cavalry, though, as I'm set to attack a fort now. The Russian force is forced away, and it reveals another Russian force hiding out in the woods. Oh, and we forced the one out from the castle. I don't have enough movement points to lead the force into the castle, which I don't know if the enemy could possibly sneak around. I wonder. The guns. I won't be able to bring the guns. I could try, and I think some of the infantry is able to actually get into a position to attack. This is not good. I hope, though, that this army right here does not have the movement points to get back to save the area. I was under the impression that you couldn't recruit in foreign territory, but perhaps you can. And I think it's best to start the resupply as soon as possible. Right, that's that. We're gonna have to end the turn. I do want to conquer a territory this turn, and perhaps, since the Indiaman ships move really fast, I might even be able to get to trade some spices. So let's go ahead and end turn. See how the Russians respond to this defeat, and if the fort will fall to me or not. We have an opportunity to intercept. I think it's advisable to take it, otherwise they'll move into the fort and it'll be harder to take it. There's about 2,000 enemies against 5,000 of mine. I would say one thing here that I realized, something that usually happens in Empire, is the Ottoman turn was a little bit longer than usual, and it did actually show a unit standing at the straits at Constantinople, or whatever you want to call it. So it could be advisable to actually send some of my ships just to guard that if it turns out that the turns are taking too long. Then I can load the save, declare war on the Ottomans, block the strait, and block the Ottoman bug. With that said, let's go ahead and crush ourselves some more little Russians. We are a bit into the battle. As we can see, we've got the same kind of strategy going. I moved up the reserves first to let them take the brunt of the fire of the enemy. Most of the reinforcement force is on the way there, and it's the elite brigade that is moving to deal with them. Or hopefully gonna be ready to fire here. What I'm gonna do is Izzy is gonna halt early, and then we're gonna see about setting up the rest of them for flanking. The militia is moving forward. I'm sending out the dragoons to deal with the enemy cannons, and I will order my own cannons then. Let's see. Ratata to hold fire. Oh, okay. Oh, that I thought it was the elite brigade. Right, we're firing here. I don't know, is that the mortar that keeps doing those? I kind of almost thought it was, what's it called? Okay, they're starting to break. Let's force them off. And pikes. Have this brigade advance this way. And now the dragoons are going through. Should get rid of that so that I can focus on the elite brigade, which is moving into position against the fresh troops of the Russians that are moving through here. Found a target for my guns. Should go for that cavalry unit. And hopefully my dragoons have destroyed the enemy soon enough. And we'll get the elite. Oh, this is the elite. I keep mistaking everyone constantly. Alright, set them up again. Dragoons will fall back just slightly. The enemy is getting a little bit too close. The enemy cavalry, that is. For me to feel confident in attacking them. They're gonna attack us. I'm gonna see about getting my dragoons around. My unit is winning slightly. Oh no, they're winning slightly? I don't know, someone's winning slightly. Things are happening slightly. I'm gonna see about... Oh, they've had enough already. You shouldn't wait to fire. And then we'll see if we can get them closer. Have the guns fire on this. Okay, they're stopping to fire. You know what? We're gonna return fire. And then see about maybe having the cavalry do a part of this. We did rather poorly, and the enemy fired rather poorly as well. We'll hold fire, and then we'll actually do the tactic that we're supposed to do. Right, dragoons have managed to do their part, and now they're behind the enemy. I'm gonna order the guns to hold fire. Take a look. Not reloaded yet. Get into position quickly. Just hold it for now. Right, now they're ready. March up. Now the guns can actually fire. I think we've got a situation where right, you will turn that way, fire at will. And then you two will stop right there, fire. And then we'll do a combination of attacks. Right, you fired fixed bayonets. You fired fixed bayonets. Cavalry's going in. Pikes going in. You'll be firing from the flank into the enemy regiment, which doesn't seem to have killed that many of them. The enemy was quickly overwhelmed by local superior force. We'll have the dragoons right up behind them and fire there. We've got this brigade coming in towards the dismounted hundreds. And Henrik's Lions and the Household Cavalry should be set up behind the Dragoons, ready to strike. And it's time to hold fire with the guns, because cannon shots are landing in among our own men. Dragoons are probably loaded, and I don't want them to fire off their shot at the Marines, which are retreating right here. I think the enemy is turning around to face my Dragoons. So we're gonna launch the cavalry attack already. We're not gonna have time to fire. Militia, right. Militia run forwards and attack. And the cavalry overwhelm the Russian force. Good. Leaves very few to retreat into the castle. I should have made sure that those... they're kind of in spread out formation, aren't they? All the cavalry will strike. And have the militia strike as well. And that's that for this battle. You can move forwards. The dismounted hundreds. And I think they're done for. And we are victorious. Wonderful. Great. Another victory. Let's hope then that that is it for the attacks on Charles's army. Here's the result of the second battle. The enemy deployed close to 2,000 men, while we deployed 5,400. We ended up losing 500 men, while the enemy lost more or less their entire force, with only 200 remaining after the battle. In terms of friendly fires, there's about 60 of them. When it comes down to kills, it's the Life Dragoon Regiment that killed the most at 300, followed by the other Dragoon unit at 200, followed by the Life Regiment, and then these are Elite Line Infantry, and so on as you go through. Right, highest losses, Elite Line Infantry units. And here we are at the end turn. Farmland has been raided. Remnants of the army of Peter the Great have raided some farmland out here. Successful operation by both my spies. A new state emerges. Pueblo Nations. So that's a native state in America. A new unit, Cavalry, in Lithuania. We have smiths being built in Finland and in Sweden. We also have farmland in Sweden being built up, and castaways. We are castaways. Ahoy there! Troops will be moved up to Armfeldt's army, to the point now where he, once his troops are, I was about to say reloaded, but once they're ready, plus one more turn, all the cavalry is ready, then he has a stack ready to attack the Russian fort down here. Not entirely sure what we'll try and do with this force right here, but what I did note was there was a lot of Russian units. All the 20 stack was here, and some units around here. They were all converging towards the north. These have decided to dig in the middle of nowhere, and I am poised to attack this fort and demand its surrender. And not only do I demand its surrender, but it is successful. That I think it was they had a larger naval gun that they were able to recruit. That was a 64-pounder gun, I believe. Rather than the one that's just a 12-pounder garrison gun. I don't think that's it also has a firepower of 4. I'm pretty sure whatever Russian gun they had a lot more than 4 in firepower. Oh, they've got a little cheeky navy out here. Huh. I thought I'd dealt with all the Russian, but there they go. I can't see it. Oh wait, it does say unicorn, and unicorn just from Napoleon, you know, gives really bad flashbacks to epic carnage. We're gonna go ahead and replenish Charles's army, and then I'll be dealing with this one. As there's a lot of forces moving here, it's probably good to recruit some extra units. Also, I want to get rid of the what's it called? The militias and stuff out of Charles's army. How many more enlisted men can I recruit? 4? I can recruit. Maybe what I should do also is, since this could be the setup of brigades for this playthrough, that it's 3 line infantry backed up by pike, or at least here in the start, before we get more upgraded units that are better at better accuracy, perhaps. Then that's what we could do is we could have then the 4 it actually has 4 units for limit, which a lot of them have. Okay, so maybe 4 units and a pike, but then we would set it up so we have they all actually have the same skills, so it doesn't matter. For some reason Nerke Värmland has 1 minus morale compared to the others. It's probably a mistake, or if there's something the Russians know about Nerke Värmland that I don't. Jönköping also has lower morale. It has lower stats for a lot of things, actually. It's it's got 2 minus morale, 1 minus melee defense, and 1 minus melee attack. To the upside, though, Jönköping can recruit 12 regiments for that. Right, what I will be able to do is perhaps play a little bit off camera to set up. But what I will do is I will send at least 1 of the Indiaman ships to the Ottoman Strait, and just in case then that it becomes more of a problem, then I can declare war on the Ottomans and we can block this this position from them going through. Usually what it is, well, the problem is that you cannot go around the city if you're coming from here, which makes sense. The problem is the AI doesn't know that. So the AI gets stuck, or the AI does a lot of dumb shit. They recruit a lot of troops and move around all over the place, and they just keep moving them all over the place, and you can be, in worst case scenarios, you can be stuck waiting for them for hours for the turn to end. I know once I thought it was really bad, and I thought, maybe I'll just start it up early in the morning, go to work, and maybe it's fixed itself by the time I come back. Spoiler alert, it didn't. It did in fact not fix itself. So at a certain point it just becomes too much and you don't get anywhere. It kind of ruins the campaign. So hopefully we don't run into that. Something really that, it's been quite a while since I played Empire, so I guess I've been forgetting that. But that's something, especially when you mod it, because you get usually more troops and stuff. So you should really think about making sure to block, be able to, if necessary, to block that area. You know what? The Navy also is not needed right now. Now, I perhaps want to sink or attack this Russian Navy, but I doubt I will take Charles out through all that to get to this shit area in the middle of nowhere. So I think it's better than to send the fleet out to perhaps do an expedition to stop the Ottoman kerfuffle. And meanwhile, the rest of the East Indiaman ships will continue to set their course to break the monopoly that Portugal has on spicy spices. And with that, I think it's high time to end the campaign as it is right now. Next time around, I'm not sure, but I'm thinking that Charles will go ahead and march and take out this force right here, and perhaps leave a few troops to garrison this. Most likely the militia and the reserve regiments will stay behind to guard the fort against enemy attacks. But otherwise, yes, I'll be saying like I always say, hopefully you guys enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!